Welcome to the second episode of Rodin Pass, Grow and Resist. In this episode we have 3 goals. First and most important, to attract new families and grow our population. Second, to expand our economy in preparation for the third goal, which is to set up defenses against the first bandits who will try to plunder our young and vulnerable city. And all of this while Beethoven's First Symphony plays in the background. We will start with the basic buildings. Let's place the hunting camp and berry gatherers to quickly secure some food. High quality animal protein plus carbs and vitamins from the forest fruit. Next, the logging camp, forester's hut and sawmill to get some firewood and timber for construction. Notice how we limit the logging area. If they cut trees near the deer, the animals might flee to a random part of the region and we want to avoid that, at least for now. Let's build our first houses, not only to avoid penalties for lacking housing, but also to set up our first backyard garden and start growing vegetables. With this third food source, our families will be well fed, better than many in modern times. We will also expand the hitching posts. It's important to get a second dock soon to speed up resource gathering and construction. We build our first granary and storehouse. We buy the second ox. And we set up our first precious vegetable garden. As you can see, we have to manage our workers carefully, since we only have 5 families at the start. These families will need to switch jobs frequently to gather all the resources we need to raise approval and attract new families, which is the most important goal early on. Here we set up a temporary area for a small market, and later on we'll design a much larger and more impressive one. With the granary and storehouse in place, our food and supplies are now safe and we can begin stocking the market. Time to build our first church, which helps boost approval. After checking a few spots, I decide to place it here. In the current version of the game, the church location doesn't affect its effectiveness, and a single one provides the full bonus as long as it's fully staffed, so feel free to build it wherever you like. the building process in Manor Lords is, without a doubt, one of the most satisfying in any game. We assign a family to the church to unlock that much needed approval boost. Since we only have 5 families, we will rotate one of them between the granary and the storehouse to keep distributing food and goods to the market. Otherwise, we would fall short on workers for the extraction buildings. Now we build the tannery to turn hides into leather, which we will supply to the markets for an even bigger approval boost. As we said before, we will keep shifting families around to build, produce, and keep those approval bonuses rolling in. Once we attract new families, things will be more relaxed since workers will no longer be a limiting factor. We can see the bonuses stacking up and the penalties going down, slowly getting us closer to the 50% approval we need to attract more people. We will add more housing to make sure there's room when new families arrive. Especially early on, it's key to frequently check the markets. If they're not stocked, families won't receive resources and we will lose the approval bonuses. And here it is, the warning that bandits are on their way, and we have 1 year to prepare our defenses. Defeating these early bandits and the first Baron's raid isn't easy, but once you beat them, things get much smoother. Next, we'll look at how to prepare effectively against the bandits. But first, we need to attract new families, and we're very close to that 50% approval. And there it is, we've passed the 50% mark. Now we just need to hold it so our population starts to grow. Basically, we need to make sure our families have access to meat, berries, vegetables, firewood, leather, and the church bonus. With that, we will stay safely above the 50% and families will keep coming, as long as we have spare housing. And here comes our first new family. Goal achieved. Now we'll shift our focus to expanding the economy, fueling the city's growth and gathering the resources to build our defenses and arm a small militia capable of defeating the bandits. At this point, we built our first trading post, so as to start exporting resources and increase the region's wealth, which later will become income for our treasury. We set up a stonecutter camp to gather stone for the future manor house. It is crucial to prioritize short-term critical buildings, like the trading post in this case. We also start planning future housing to support further population growth. Personally, I prefer plots with space for 2 homes. They offer more flexibility if we want to expand housing later. Double homes are also more efficient for managing backyard gardens or apple orchards, and later on, the various workshops. For chicken coops and pens, though, it doesn't matter if they're managed by 1 or 2 families, or how large the yard is. So it's not worth building huge backyards for them. The output will be the same. And here's our first trading post. We assign workers right away. We will start exporting firewood and unlock its trade route, since it's very cheap. This way we ensure traders focus on firewood, show up, and we can export it steadily. We will upgrade our hitching post to stables, as we plan to keep buying oxen and horses. Now we expand our extractive industry, starting with the most valuable local resource, salt. We will also begin exporting it, as it has a great market value. Unlocking its trade route is expensive, so we will spend our first development point on trade logistics, which halves the cost of unlocking new trade routes. It's always a good idea to give one of your regions, typically the first, this skill, and then unlock the favorable trades skill too. It gives you a major edge when exporting and importing, which is crucial for growth and wealth. We built our first well, almost forgot. It's important to keep our population hydrated, and it helps with fire safety too. With all this, our economy is now much stronger. We are generating income and have a very stable flow of resources. Goal achieved. But time is running out. The bandits will arrive in 90 days. We will need bows, so we upgrade our first home to level 2 to start producing them. On the other hand, we need to build the manor in time to summon our first elite retinue troops, our second pillar of defense. For this first manor, we will only build the main building. We want it finished quickly to have the retinue ready in time. Later, we will build a more impressive version with spectacular fortifications stretching across the valley, but that's for another episode. We start producing the first bows for our militia. As you can see, we've relocated the wood industry into the forest near the urban area, partly to make use of those trees before we urbanize the zone, and partly because I don't want to deforest the initial area for aesthetic reasons and to protect the deer and berry spots. Greenpeace would be proud. We build chicken coops in these houses to boost and diversify food production, especially since this area has poor soil and we won't be able to produce bread at scale. Our manor is almost fully supplied. We're tighter on time than I would like, but we will make it. And there it is, 4 days before the bandits arrive, just in time. The bandits are here. Let's rally the troops and prepare the defense. We are outnumbered and fighting in the open field would be tough, so we will use the urban layout to ambush them and gain the upper hand. We will use our archers' speed to harass the bandits and lure them into the ambush. Keep harassing a bit more, and then we pull the archers back to a safe area where they can flank the bandits, who will be busy fighting our elite troops in a narrow area where they can hold the line. I must admit that retreat was almost too late, but it worked. And now the real skirmish begins, our troops holding strong while the archers fire from the flanks. Flanking, both in melee and at range, is always effective. Our soldiers bravely hold the line until the first bandits start fleeing. And there it is, our first victory. We lost 1 retinue soldier and 1 archer, but we defeated the 36 bandits who attacked us. A crushing victory. And with that, our third and final goal achieved. And with this, we have overcome the first threats to our young city. But more are coming. In the next episode, the Baron will try to claim and steal our city. So we will have to face him on the battlefield. And this time, we won't be facing mere bandits. We will be up against a real army. So, what did you think of the city's first steps? If you've got any ideas or suggestions, I would love to read them in the comments. See you in the next episode. And remember, you can outsmart every bandit in the realm, but one Windows update will still bring you down.